Hi, welcome to Food for Thought. I'm Evangelist Cecilia Stevenson. Today I want to talk to you about journaling, the importance of journaling. I was looking through a journal, one of my personal journals, and I can show you this. This is one of my journals. I've had this journal since like college. I have multiple journals. That's the sad part. I have multiple journals, and I write in quite a bit of all of them. I will have like message notes from like church. Um, I have like Bible studies that I've done, personal Bible studies I've done where I've read a scripture, and then I've written out what I got out of the scripture. Then I've written in the journal different thoughts that have come across my mind, whether they were good or bad. And some of the journaling I've seen where I have shut down um, negative things, especially when I find myself in a space that I'm dealing with multiple issues and all of them are compiled. They all topple on top of each other, and it's like, am I really dealing with this? So one thing about journaling is that in journaling, you have the opportunity to express yourself in a way that you may not be able to express yourself by speaking or talking to a friend. But journaling can be helpful and healthy because it can also help you to pour out on paper the things that are bothering you the most. So I just checked out my journal, and like I said, the one I showed you is from like 2003, maybe 2002, 2003. And I checked it out, and I started flipping through, looking at some of my notes and different things. And I noticed that in 2009, I wrote out a list about some things. And in this list, I started not to read the list, but I went ahead and I read the list. I read the list and I realized that at this point in time in my life, that something I written in 2009, I'm living it, like literally living it out. I could not believe, and I don't want to say living it out, but I'm going through the phases of it. And I could not believe, like in 2009, that I wrote this down. I was writing down a few things, and I couldn't believe that here it is, 2020, I'm seeing it unfold. It's just like, wow. I look back in another journal, and I had written about the same thing, same but similar thing, in another journal, and I noticed how things are just like coming together. So I want to encourage people to write in your journals. Take the time out to write. You may say, I'm not the best writer. It's okay. That journal's only for you. It's not for the whole world to see, but it is for you. It is for you to help you to heal. Sometimes in writing, God speaks to us. He speaks to us, and we may not hear his voice, but through our writing, he begins to pour into our thoughts the words that he wants to convey, that he wants to get across to us or convey to us. He speaks to us in a way that we normally would be like, well, yeah, you have to think about it. Now that doesn't sound right. But that's one way to connect with God. So again, journaling. Journaling is important. It is very helpful, and it can help you as a believer. It can help anyone. It's not just a believer. It can help anyone. It can help teenagers. It can help children who are going through traumatic times. It can help them to really write out. Now, I will say this for younger kids, and I could say, college age students or adults who have gone through a lot of trauma. Yes, journaling is helpful, but also getting counseling. It's good to write it out, but also it is good to receive good godly counsel, people who are there to hear you, and they're really hearing what you're saying, and they are allowing God to speak back into your life what it is that he needs for you to hear. Not just their, repeated words that they tell everybody, but, words that the Lord has to share with you. So again, I challenge you to journal. So I am Evangelist Cecilia Stevenson, and you are watching Food for Thought. And today we talked about journaling.